सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hope you enjoyed the introduction to Indian psychology. So in this video today we are going to discuss about the differences between Western and Indian psychology. We are just going to see what are the differences and how far they have traveled, the European people, and how far we have traveled. That's what we are going to see. And in the various concepts, what is the difference of opinion that is there between the Western and the Indian psychological content. That's what we are going to see now. The two terms darshana and dharma are used in India, which refers to many elements included in the definition of what people use worldwide. Both darshana as well as dharma is grounded in the spiritual experiences of the seer, sages and the saints who have given voluminous texts on these two words. Some important differences between Indian and Western psychology, that's what we are going to see about in this video. So basically let us see what human nature, how human nature is viewed in both the places. In Western psychology, human nature, it agrees that humans have specific instinctual or biological needs which has to be catered for, like the psychological needs as given by Abraham Maslow. And then once this physiological needs are fulfilled, then the person or the individual travels to the esteem needs and the self-actualization needs. He moves towards the self-actualization needs. This is the needs triangle that we see. So human nature is basically how they view it as is they have specific instinctual or biological needs. Okay? And then they move on to safety and security, and last they see about the esteem, about the self-respect and other things. In Indian psychology, in addition to this the physiological needs or the specific instinctual or the biological needs, in addition to that, Indian psychology views that an individual can sublimate or conquer his or her basic needs, emotions, passions and desires. Can conquer, that is the view. So it agrees. Here it says that we can conquer this basic needs, and even we can conquer our emotions, our needs, our passions and desires. We have the ability, we have the potential to actualize and develop skills which are extraordinary, that can transform an individual to a superhuman being who may be called as a divine or God, beyond the barriers of space and time, and experience connectedness with the whole of the universe. The second concept that we are going to see is about the concept of life and death. How Westerners and Indian psychology view life and death. In Western psychology, the life and death is influenced by the Darwinian evolutionary theory, which treat humans as superior primates, and hence further evolutionary possibilities available for humans are not considered. But in Indian psychology, we call it as a cycle, and it is a continuous process. Bodily death is not the end of life force or the jiva, that's what we call in Indian text. And we also say that karma is the prime motivating factor for our actions. Whatever we do, that's what we see in the karma theory in the Indian context. Humans can consciously choose to break this cycle in a particular life period, in any life period for that matter, because we consider this life and death as a continuous process. So in any life period, humans can choose to break the cycle and aim at liberation or moksha. The ultimate aim of all the ancient scholarly Indian literature is to attain liberation or moksha, and that is the ultimate goal of any human being. That is what is said in Indian psychology. Such liberated souls have the freedom to come back to earth to help other people attain liberation. This is something that they talk about in life and death, about life and death. The utmost thing, the third point of comparison that we have is about the goals and values of life. In Western psychology, the goals and values of life, the ideas such as there is no such thing like reincarnation or rebirth, this is not a part of Western culture. Since in Indian culture we have it as a part of Indian culture, that is, we consider life and death as a continuous process and it is a cycle. Therefore, we have the goals and values of life, which we call as Purushartha. The 4 life goals, other than the biological needs recognized, are called as the Purushartha Chatustaya. That is the name given in the Indian text. So what is this? Chatustaya means 4. Purusha means it is human being, it's not just male. Okay, so Purusha means any human, Manushya, you can call it as for Purusha. So what are the 4 life goals of any human being that is given in Indian context is Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So they refer to leading a virtuous life, acquiring wealth. Virtuous life is Dharma, acquiring wealth is Artha, fulfilling any kind of desires and passions and needs is Kama, and ultimately one has to have the desire, the ultimate desire that one can have is liberation, and one have to move towards or work towards attaining liberation is the ultimate goal of any human being, as Indian context talks about. And the last one that we will be seeing in this video is the states of consciousness. Consciousness and states of consciousness. Why I am stressing this point is, consciousness in Indian context is basically an awareness, witness, which does not get affected by any of our actions, our experiences, our emotions, our thoughts and feelings. So in the states of consciousness, we have 4 states of consciousness in Indian context, which Mandukya Upanishad very clearly talks in just 12 shlokas. Wherein in the Western psychology, they have not even moved into the 4th state, which is called as awareness or witness, heightened awareness or witness. They haven't moved to the 4th state. Only 3 states of consciousness is talked in the Western psychology, that is the waking, sleep state, waking state, sleep state, and the deep sleep state. Here we have another one state, which is the 4th state, which is called as the heightened awareness, and that is the term coined as consciousness in Indian psychology. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for further videos on Indian psychology. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.